Okay, guys. Well, we have tried 5 times to start this episode so far. Or wait, no, this is the 5th time.
This is the 5th time.
This is our 5th try.
It may not be our last.
Yeah, we may do 10 more. I don't know.
We hope not. But welcome back. High Water Trek Co. podcast. I'm Sam.
I'm Katie.
And we are broadcasting today from Katie's wonderful porch, sitting in the sunshine, soaking up some of this December sun after a long, foggy, rainy week here in the Ozarks. And it feels delightful.
It feels delightful. I just need my brain to get in gear.
Yeah, our brains are still foggy and misty, but the sun is out, so we better get with the program.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about the Ozark Trail here in Missouri. We just had the opportunity to volunteer last weekend, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But to start off, for those of you who don't know, the Ozark Trail is here in Missouri. It's about 390 plus miles of trail, but it's not continuous. There's kind of different sections all over the state. Mm-hmm. Some of it is connected, so some people do through hike, I think, 200 something miles of it sometimes, and other people just work their way through the sections. But anyways, it was founded by multiple partners. In October 1976, there were some representatives from these different places that met to discuss this Ozark Trail concept, which led to the first Ozark Trail draft in February 1977. Within 4 years, the first sections were already under construction. The Ozark Trail Council is 7 government agencies, 1 private landowner, and multiple environmental groups that all kind of banded together and oversaw construction of 170 plus miles of trail in just under 10 years.
Which is amazing.
Which is a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. That is some motivated folks.
Firsthand now how slowly it goes, so that's impressive. So along with previously existing trail, the Ozark Trail system contained more than 200 miles of trail by 1991.
Wow.
Amazing.
It is amazing. And if you're listening and you've never been to the Ozarks or never seen the Ozark Trail, it's a really pretty awesome, special, yet pretty difficult trail. I wouldn't say it's necessarily all the sections are for beginners. I think some probably are suited for beginners. But it is really beautiful and really provides kind of this perfect snapshot of what the Ozarks are like.
It does. It really showcases the diversity in a huge way, I think. Even just within like one section.
Yes.
Let alone hiking multiple sections in different parts of the state.
That is so true. And I know that you touched on this, but a lot of these miles are connected. So you can spend quite a bit of time on trail without having to like jump sections and whatnot. Yeah. And hopefully someday even more of them will be linked. I know that is an ongoing process.
It is. I went to that outdoor expo this spring and visited their little booth, and I got a poster which has kind of a map of the trails. And so it does show what's already established, but they also kind of have like roughly markered in where they're sort of working to get connections, which is cool to see.
That is so cool. But man, that is a difficult process.
It is.
You know, lots of people don't want that to happen, and there's people that actively kind of fight against that. So it is no easy process to make trail happen.
No.
Just in like the logistics and the planning of it. It's a challenge.
The bureaucracy.
Yeah.
I struggle to say that word, but...
You did it.
I don't think I've blinked in 30 seconds, by the way.
So the Ozark Trail Association is a group of mostly volunteers that want to promote and help maintain the Ozark Trail. This association was founded in 2002, and since that time, just these volunteers have added approximately 50 miles, and they're constantly working on more and working on expansion. It's pretty exciting stuff, honestly. The Ozark Trail Association leads the Ozark Trail Council at this point. So along with these other agencies, the Ozark Trail Association really provides volunteers and resources for the Trail Council to be able to try to enact their goals and the things that they're working on. So the Ozark Trail Association like I said, continuously is building and maintaining trails. They help to monitor the conditions of trails and work to repair issues. They organize all trail maintenance and trail adoption. They work to publicly promote the trail and just provide the most valuable information. Their website's pretty awesome. It's kind of just like a plethora of info about the trail itself. And they also create and sell maps that, if you've tuned into our episodes before, you'll know, like, I'm obsessed with their maps.
They've been mentioned several times.
And they also provide like smaller, a little simpler copies, but to download for free.
Yeah.
So they just do all the good things when it comes to the Ozark Trail. They really work their butts off.
I know. I was just thinking, you hear people use the phrase working tirelessly, and I think of OTA folks because...
Yes.
And a lot of them have been doing this continuously for years. It's kind of one of those where there's a handful of the OGs that, like,
right.
They've been at it for a long time.
It's like a lifelong project for some folks. So it's a really, really pretty wonderful organization. They, like I said, they have a great website. They've got a shop. You can go and check it out. But they are kind of your one-stop shop if you're needing info.
Yes, their website, just to reiterate, I think they do a great job. Whoever's put that together, it's an awesome website. There's so much information on there.
There's so much info. You can go and report issues on trail and read Sawyer reports and all sorts of good stuff. So we're just so grateful for the Ozark Trail and for the Ozark Trail Association for working to make it such an asset to our state. And, you know, frankly, they have helped allow me an opportunity to spend time on the trail that I might not have otherwise. So they're really an awesome group.
I was just noticing when I was playing along on their site that they even have this little trip planner. Have you looked at that?
I have a little bit.
It's pretty cool. You can sort of like put in, you know, how many days or whatever, what kind of trip you're looking for, and it will help you plan out like what section might be good for you, which I think is really cool for people traveling in from out of the area.
Absolutely.
Just to really get a good idea of what's going to be the best fit for their time.
Totally agree. And they also provide lots of info about local resources as far as places to stay, shuttles, stuff like that. Like there's all kinds of stuff on that website if you get to look in. So
I need to look more. So there's a couple of fun facts that I wrote down about the Ozark Trail. The Missouri governor on April 29, 2006 proclaimed it Ozark Trail Day. May 2008, a portion of the trail was designated National Recreation Trail. And in 2013, Missouri was named Best Trail State at the International Trail Symposium.
Wow.
Which I was kind of blown away by that, but also like, yeah.
I get it though. I mean, there's some good ones. And you throw Katy Trail in the mix and like how multi-purpose it is. And that's really cool.
It's like, go Missouri.
Yeah.
So anyways, there's way more information about the Ozark Trail out there. There's way more resources. We'll link pretty much everything we mention in our show notes, but I think we're just going to talk a little bit about last weekend. We both had the opportunity to do some volunteering. This particular volunteer event was for trail building. There's lots of different kinds, but this one was actually building a new section of trail.
Yeah, and it was my first trail building experience. Katie had volunteered with them before, so it was all new learning experience for me, but I had a great time.
I did too, and this particular section is exciting to work on because it is the one that's going to be the connector to the Ozark Highland Trail.
Right.
Which eventually is going to create the Trans-Ozark Trail, which is supposed to be about a 700-mile route.
Just right through the Ozarks, really. You know, that's just like the whole span of the Ozarks. It's amazing.
It's going to be beautiful. I've kind of been wanting to check out a little bit of the Ozark Highland Trail. I'm not going to lie, it's definitely on my bucket list. It doesn't even exist yet, but I already am like, I must through hike the Trans-Ozark Trail.
I 100% feel the same way. Yeah. So I hope that we'll see it completed in our lifetime, but as we got to experience, they are working at it. They are putting in the work to get these Ozark Trail miles moved down towards Arkansas, and they're not far now.
It's pretty incredible.
And on a personal level, I'll just say this was a neat experience for me because the section of trail that we got to work on is not very far from where I grew up at all. And it's along a lake that I spent just tons of my childhood fishing and swimming and boating on with my parents. And so it's pretty special to be able to bring something that I love so much, like hiking and backpacking and work, to be able to provide that experience just almost in my backyard, you know, really like where I grew up. And it just means a little bit extra to me down there, I think. So it's very exciting stuff. But anyway, on to the day itself. I was pretty nervous because, like I said, I had never done this before. But it really turned into just a wonderful day. Hard day, though. Hard work.
It is hard work.
Yeah. I came out with a new blister on my hand. I did wear gloves, but... So first thing I guess we did was we drove to our location where we were to be working at, and I got a small education about the tools that we use. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember all of their names, but I did want to go over a couple that I guess specifically are like the trail building tools to use. One is the McLeod.
I love the McLeod. I want one for my house.
I know. Well, I looked them up and they are not cheap. They are quite pricey. They are a very heavy duty tool. They are almost like a hoe on one end and a rake on the other.
But beefy.
Yeah, beefy. All the tools were beefy though. They also had a hazel hoe. I used a hazel hoe quite a bit.
Why is that so adorable? Also a stripper name.
I know. They had some like pick style tools, and I think they had names for them, but I didn't catch all of that.
What was the one that was like an axe on one side and a pick on the other? Do you remember? I tried so hard to file that in my brain.
Man, I don't know. And Terry's a fast talker too. So they're very expensive. Some of these tools, actually a lot of these tools are used in wilderness firefighting.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially the axe one that I can't remember the name of. That seems very handy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was looking, just kind of trying to find these tools, if you could buy them and kind of what their prices run. And a lot of like forestry, sales types websites and whatnot, it's filed under wilderness firefighting tools.
Cool.
So
I'm going to check it out.
I guess that makes sense, but they are expensive. The McLeods, it looked like a nice McLeod will run you $100. And the hazel hose were $50. So
I could get a lot of use out of a McLeod around here, though, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It'd be a good investment.
It would probably be worth it. But and I only really mentioned the price because it just goes to show you how expensive this stuff is, you know, right. And we all had one. They've got several, you know, and so right. I hope that they've gotten donations for these types of things. And I think they have, but all that stuff just costs, you know.
They're providing a lot.
They really are. Just the tools that we're using to volunteer with have cost somebody a lot. So just wanted to touch on the expense of it all.
Well, and I'll back up just a little bit and say I can't speak for a lot of the other events. Both times that I've volunteered have been at this same section, so it was the same type of event, the same type of building event. But so when you do sign up for this type, I will say what you can expect is to kind of get a confirmation email, and then they'll send a little information right before. The locations change, but on this one, we all stay at a campsite, and if you are camping, they do cover that. Like, you don't have to pay for your camping when you check in. You just say that you're with the Ozark Trail group. And they also provide a lot of food. Like, you bring your own lunch and snacks, but they like to feed everybody dinner and make breakfast. So, I mean, that's a lot of investment too, feeding folks, depending on how big the group is. And
it is a lot of investment.
I do think they go out of their way to make people feel welcome.
And try to have fun.
Yeah. Because
they kind of make it fun. I look forward to going to another event in the future, maybe actually camping for a couple days.
Yeah. I did camp one night last time, and it was nice. We all had dinner together. We all had breakfast together, and it was nice. I didn't do a whole lot of talking because that's just the way I am, but I really enjoyed just sitting around kind of soaking up all of the information that was flying around me because, like we said, these folks have been doing this for years, most of them. Some of them are a little newer, but they are just a wellspring of knowledge.
They really are. And we should mention, too, that we were definitely the youngest.
Yeah.
By some time.
Yeah, and we're not, pups.
No.
So
there were some decades between us and the next step up, which is, wonderful. And I personally love spending time around older generations, but they need young help. They need younger people coming in to volunteer when all, their volunteer base is all, I bet, averaging 65 or 70.
Yeah, I feel like I heard the phrase, we need young, strong backs more than once.
Anyway, I know they are able to utilize AmeriCorps for certain projects here and there, and I don't know exactly how all that works, but a lot of it is just volunteers.
Yeah.
Just driving from their homes and coming to volunteer. We did not end up camping over the weekend. Bad weather was supposed to move in, and it was pretty cold, so they had just decided it would be a solitary work day. So there really was no need for us to camp.
Right.
But we're able to share a meal with Terry, the coordinator. Was really wonderful and welcoming, and they're just happy to have you there.
Yeah, and something that stands out to me about him, because I feel like we were questioning this a little bit, but he is one of the few that does actually have like a titled position, but he is still on a volunteer basis, which is incredible to me, because this is basically what he does all the time, like almost constantly.
It sounds like he's just about ran ragged.
Yeah.
He's just constantly on the go, hardly ever home.
Yeah.
Working on the Ozark Trail.
And honestly, I can't imagine anyone else doing it. Like you said, he's so welcoming and nice.
Good energy.
Which is you need, because you get excited to volunteer, but like you mentioned, I remember the first time I went feeling so anxious because I was going by myself and I didn't know anybody. And even this time, even knowing that you were going with me, I still felt a little bit of that like newbie out of my element feeling. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to have someone be so nice.
Yeah, he definitely makes you feel welcome and puts you right to work.
Yeah.
So the day looked like us digging up ground and pulling rocks and roots and doing a lot of hoeing.
A lot of hoeing.
We had a lunch break and then we got right back to it in the afternoon. It was a small group of people, but the work was difficult. I knew it would be, but it is. Of course, one patch of dirt will be a lot different than the next one. So just kind of is a little bit of luck, I think, on what your terrain is under your feet. But a lot of roots to dig up, a lot of rocks. It's not easy work.
No, not at all. You can work at your own pace, though, which is nice.
Yeah.
I do like that they don't seem to have any huge expectations that they put on it. Mm-mm. They seem like they're happy just with anything that you can get done.
And I love that attitude.
Yeah.
I think that is important when you're having volunteers come in. I think we were able to finish 300 feet of new trail for a small crew on a cold day. I was pretty proud of that.
Yeah, because, I mean, we also wrapped up prior to 4 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what time we started, maybe a little before 9. So within that amount of time with a small crew, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and they seem pleased.
Yeah.
The Trail Association folks seem pleased with it. So it was a really fun experience, but it was difficult, and my hands and arms were quite sore and tired when it was all said and done.
It works a very unique set of muscles, I will say. That was something that stood out to me from last time. There are these isolated little spots in my forearms and kind of in my hands that I just don't feel like I use those muscles that much in other activities. So, yeah, some soreness.
I kind of felt like my bones had been pretty rattled.
Yeah, whenever you're trying to dig up rocks and you like swing and just hit one, it just sort of vibrates through you.
Yeah, I don't know how you avoid that sometimes, though.
Yeah.
But I learned some things and learned how to do it a little bit better and how maybe not to do it. And everybody was super supportive, though, and friendly. And it was a nice day. It felt good to be able to give back and to work on trail that I hope someday I can put my boots on, you know?
Yes.
And then I can put my kids on and all these things. So just felt good. It's something I want to do a lot more of. It really inspired me to come back, do more, volunteer more for them.
Me too. I really enjoyed my first experience. The last few months have been so busy, so I feel like leading up to this one, my attitude was kind of just, I don't know, I've had kind of some anxiety and some of that, like, I don't want to leave my house. So I struggled a little bit with that leading up to this one, but I'm so glad that I went. For me, that particular work is almost kind of meditative even though I'm low to the ground short, my back starts getting achy after a while. So I get on my knees a lot for little stuff. And there's something about that just feels really good to me. Just, I don't know. It's hard to describe until you try it. And I know it's probably a different experience for everyone. But for me, even though it's, you know, trail building and breaking ground and pulling stuff out, it feels similar to gardening in like the way that it's sort of
something instinctual about that.
Yeah, it's like the way that it makes my heart feel is kind of the same as when I've spent a day gardening.
Same.
So that is interesting.
I could identify with that just after one experience. But it'll make you sore. There's no doubt about that. And it will work you out. I feel like for a couple days afterwards, I felt like I'd had an all-day workout. So.
Yeah, so if you sign up, definitely expect hard work. Dress accordingly.
Right.
Wear good shoes, work clothes, make sure you have gloves.
Yes, bring gloves.
And just, you know, expect it to be difficult, but it's okay because you don't really have to push yourself beyond what you're able to do. Nobody expects that from you. They're just happy for whatever you're able to give.
Yeah. So. I know. At one point I just thought, oh, I need a break and I need to go for a tactical wee. So I just went, you know, it's like not like you have to ask anybody permission to do something. It's you're there out of your own goodness of your person just to give your time. And I just think they're happy to have you, however that looks like for you.
That is a good point because I know everybody's different, but for me personally, when I'm trying something new, like the worst thing you can do is micromanage me. Mm-hmm. It just makes me kind of shrink and overthink, and then I feel like I do a worse job. So I really like the way that they sort of explain the basic concept, and then, I don't know, I just feel like they offer a lot of uplifting,
I think so too.
You know, encouragement instead of railing on you like, oh no, that angle is not appropriate,
right.
You know, because that would be kind of tough.
It's kind of in a quiet way. It's kind of a quiet support and encouragement. Yeah. A lot of people aren't super chatty that come out there to work. That's maybe not the type of people that they are, which is fine with me. So it's kind of quiet, but it felt positive and supportive.
It did.
And I also want to mention that they're open to you bringing your children. If that's something that you would be interested in doing is trail building, but you don't maybe see how you could do that without paying for childcare. And I know things like that can be a burden. So they are welcoming of you bringing your children as long as everybody's safe and it seems feasible and within reason to do so, you know.
And they're also pet friendly.
Yeah.
Lots of people bring their dogs. I would throw out that maybe don't bring your dog if you know that they're not very... How do I say it? Like they hate social situations.
Right, yeah.
Like you definitely need to make sure you're able to contain your dog and make sure they're not
being problematic,
upsetting anybody. But
yeah.
But it's nice to have dogs along too.
I did see on their website that they do encourage people to bring children and dogs, but a lot of times you're going to have your dog leashed.
Yes.
It depends on the location, no doubt. But I think at some locations you probably would always have to have your dog on leash. So.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to say in general to anybody out there, like, please in general just do leash your dog. It's just courteous.
Yeah.
Even if they're super well behaved, like, I don't know.
It's for their own safety as much as anything.
It is. Side note.
Side note.
I'm going a little bit blank, to be honest.
Me too.
So after we got done working that evening, we did go out and have dinner with Terry Hahn. And he is a wealth of information.
Oh,
it's really nice to sit and listen to. Like, he knows the ins and outs of everything.
Everything.
And I think my takeaways from that conversation was just that they have been working tirelessly, but they are tired now.
Yeah.
So now they're just working, you know.
Right.
And they need help. They do get other groups in, like Sam mentioned earlier. They do a lot of work with AmeriCorps and all of them, but they do still have such a huge need for volunteers. And, you know, maybe some younger volunteers and some people who are looking to maybe get involved with something and stay involved.
Right.
It's okay if you want to volunteer and you kind of discover it's not your jam and you want to support them in another way. Mm-hmm. But, you know, if you're someone out there who has some spare time and you are wanting to be a part of something, they need that. They need some commitment, I think.
Some people to start moving into taking over more responsibility, I think, and steward a bit of the trail because they are, first of all, it sounds like nearing burnout. for some
Yes.
of them. And some of them are just older, which is fine and wonderful, but they're probably ready to take a step back, and they're
Yeah.
looking for other people, I think, to step up.
Help shoulder the load at least, and maybe
Yeah.
eventually they can feel comfortable transitioning out.
Right, because they can't do it
they're
forever
ready.
and ever.
Yeah.
So,
And it's rough on the body for us, in our 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am blown away by what all they have
Yeah.
accomplished and are continuing to do, like, they're so dedicated, and I would hate to see their bodies just be completely, like,
right.
injured and blown apart because they can't get anyone else to step in and help them out.
Well, and that's when progression will stop.
Right, exactly. And then people will be fussy when they go out to hike and the trail's not maintained.
Right, it looks terrible, or these dreamed about connections will never happen, unless people take an active role in trying to help make them happen. So that's really what we're trying to do, is just give back to something that gives so much to us.
Right.
And the Ozark Trail does give us so much, and the Ozark Trail Association gives us so much.
They do. I will say that conversation with him has really had my wheels turning, trying to figure out, feasibly what I can give as far as my time and everything. Because it is something I'm really interested in being a part of, but I also don't want to, sometimes I'm really bad about just overestimating how much I can handle.
Yeah, overextending
So
yourself a little
I don't
bit.
want to do that because then I'm not really that helpful to them, but he did kind of get me thinking, I do have some free time, fair amount of free time that I should give back.
Yeah. Well, I think that they're worthy of your time. But I think we both want that. And so we're both having conversations not on microphone about what that's going to look like for us, and
Yeah.
maybe some new avenues, not just volunteering at events, but other things too. But we'll update as we learn
Yeah.
more and figure out, hopefully, maybe what some of our new goals are. New goals.
Yes. And, if trail building, like I said, this was a trail build event. They have all kinds of events. They have ones that are more focused on just maintenance. But we're going to talk a little bit about other ways that you can support them. As far as, this type of volunteering goes, if it's not really your jam, or maybe you're just not physically able to, there are other things you can do. One of the things that was mentioned in the conversation, and that I did go and look at on the website later, was that they do actually have committees that have open positions. And I did not write down what all of those are. They're on the site. We'll link them. But they have several different committees that help oversee different aspects. And so, if you're not able to maybe physically get as involved, there are other opportunities where you could kind of use your specific skill set to help them out. So,
Right. That's a great point. Well, and if you're just not really interested in volunteering your time at all, which I understand that a lot of people can't,
yeah.
you have the option of becoming an Ozark Trail Association member. I believe you can sign up yearly as an individual or as a family. Of course, the cost will vary. And you can also sign up to become a lifetime member of the Ozark Trail Association. It's a pretty good sizable fee, but it is lifetime membership. And I think it comes with some perks and whatnot. But obviously, the major perk of becoming a lifetime member would just be the gift of giving within and of itself. So if you're not interested in actually purchasing a membership, you also can go on their website and just choose to donate.
You can donate. You could also support them by buying their maps or their merchandise.
They're beautiful maps.
They're beautiful maps, but they also, I didn't really realize, but they have some pretty cool hats and stuff on there
They
too.
do. I'm interested.
I am too.
They've had a lot of different kind of neat stuff. I've seen some mugs over the years that I thought were really cool. All sorts of different things. T-shirts.
Probably patches and stickers.
They do.
You could get a patch and put it on your pack, or,
Yeah.
make your own beanie with it, or I don't know.
Right. Or put a sticker on your car or whatever. But I think that's a pretty simple way of offering some support. Another thing that people can do to help support the Ozark Trail Association is to participate in their more fun events.
Yes.
I'm not going to speak with a whole lot of authority because I'm not totally sure how all of them work, but the Ozark Trail Association hosts several events through the years on the trail. I think they have a hike and bike canoe one, maybe.
Yeah, they have a lot more than I thought they did.
They do have a lot. They have what they call like a monster race. They have an event in the fall where you can hike or run it. So you would pay your registration fees, and those fees themselves would go to support the OTA. And some of the events have a pretty fat registration fee, and that's kind of the point, is that they want participants to raise money to be able to partake. But not all their events are very expensive. There's all different kinds they do, though, and they do look super fun. Some of them do.
I know. I'm hoping maybe next year we can make it to some of those.
Yeah.
Sound fun.
Some of them really do sound fun, and they have some prizes and whatnot. So you can go on their website, and they actually already have these major fun events scheduled for 2023. So you can go ahead and go start reading and checking those out. Of course, you can probably go back and look at pictures and things from last year's events. Anyway, so I would love to participate in one of their more fun events. It's just finding the time amongst all the other things that require my time. Yeah, but they do look super fun and like a challenge if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah. You can also get involved by adopting a section of trail. They have a lot of sections adopted, but a lot of sections open. You could probably choose one that's kind of closer to where you are. They have anywhere from like 1.5 miles to 5 mile sections. You could adopt more than one section.
Yeah.
And so when you do that, you're basically required for just keeping up with basic maintenance of that section. Mm-hmm. They send you a little welcome packet. I was looking at some of their stuff. They have like a little handbook and all of that. You're required to go out at least 3 times a year, but they do encourage you to go more, like anytime there's maybe a storm where there would be blowdowns or anything, and then you submit reports on what you did. You're not really required to do any tread repair or to deal with any larger trees where a chainsaw is required.
You're probably not supposed to.
Yeah, you're not supposed to, because it's supposed to be someone who's,
they have
has the credentials
certified
to use a
sawyers.
saw. So
yeah.
You're basically just keeping the corridor open, which is a certain amount of feet around the trail and above the trail. So you just kind of lop and handsaw little things, move what's movable. And so that's another way you can get involved if you're not able to make it to some of the events, and maybe you want something you could do more on your own time, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's a good option too.
That's a great option. You can go on their website. Like I said, they do have these big, fun annual events already scheduled. But as far as actual, trail maintenance and build events, they don't have them posted yet. But Terry said that they will very, very soon. So you can go to the Ozark Trail Association website and look in their upcoming events. And there's actually a few more before the end of the year, which we're so close.
I know.
But I love that it's just really a year-round thing that they work on. But before too long, I have no doubt there will be a long list of trail event volunteer opportunities. So check out the website. The schedule will be up in no time.
Yeah. I think that's about all I have to say about them in general. Do you have anything else? They're awesome. What more can I say?
They are awesome. It's something that we are, I think, in the process of trying to become even more involved in. And we just love the Ozark Trail, and we want to share it with others that want to feel that love. So we hope you'll consider to volunteer your time or money into supporting a really great organization.
Yeah, the Ozark Trail is beautiful. We're going to continue promoting it. We're going to continue to try to do our part. I do feel like the Ozark Trail, if it were to get a little more trafficked, has the potential to really be a positive thing for our local communities and the economy.
I think so too.
So that's part of why I'm just
Well, we're trying to rally here, folks. We're trying to rally you guys. We're trying to rally the troops into, coming out, giving back. They need some help. So we're hoping that some of you listeners out there might be willing to help out. I would highly recommend it. It's a pretty good time.
It feels good. The work is enjoyable. The people are fantastic. And it feels good to walk away having done that. And again, there really is something for everyone.
Yep. And I think that we both just intend to continue to volunteer and get even more involved. So I'm sure that we'll update you on those processes. We might never volunteer, or we might never concentrate a whole episode on it again.
Right.
But we felt like it's important. So we hope that you'll take some time to consider maybe how you could help out. And if you're not near the Ozark Trail, maybe you could find a way to help out an organization or an association in your area that's doing these types of things to promote outdoor recreation and just good times on the trail, because they're everywhere.
Yes.
They're all over the U.S. We've used them as resources for other trails in other parts of the country before. They're everywhere, and I guarantee you they could all use your support. So
it's a good point.
I hope you'll consider it. And otherwise, I just hope you guys are staying warm and keeping your brains in your heads as we're moving further into this holiday season, and being kind to yourself and to each other.
Yeah. I hope your brain's in better shape than mine is.
Oh, Katie, I think your brain is great. Tip-top shape.
Send help. Send help.
And on that note, goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, here we are.
We're back. I guess we should start again because that part's be really quiet. I don't know.
It'll just open with muffled whispering. Like, hello, we're back.
Is it this pleasant to listen to?
Well, yes, we're back.
Hello, we're back.
For another riveting episode.
The wind's a lot louder now.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. This is going well.
Shit. I don't know. Well, the wind might die down.
Should we try to talk and then just abruptly stop if it starts being windy again?
Yeah, I think if it starts like really picking up, I'll just say windbreak and then we can cut it.
I don't know. But like leave windbreak in there and then it just jumps to the next sentence. That'd be hilarious. For the third time, hello.
Hello again. We're back again.
We are back.
Yes.
We're going to talk today a little bit about the Ozark Trail here in Missouri and volunteer opportunities and a little bit about them.
Yeah, and about our own experience volunteering with the Ozark Trail Association. Pretty awesome time.
I'm sorry. What is wrong with me today? Okay. I feel like that was a terrible opening.
It was terrible.
Okay, take 4.
Take 4.
Hello. Welcome back.
Hello. 4 is my lucky number.
Is it?
It is.
3 is mine usually, but take 3 was terrible. So.
Do some recording out here today, so you might hear some outdoor noises.
Yeah, the wind is being a little bit coy today. It keeps picking up and then going away, and we're trying to get a sound sample, but I think it knows somehow.
Here she comes. Here she blows.
You're just proving my point, wind.
I know. Okay, windbreak.
So, all of that aside, we are my brain is catching up today after sort of being in slush mode the last few days.
Same.
Like Sam said, it's been foggy, gray, mushy, and when that happens, for some reason my brain function just kind of dwindles down to almost nothing, and I'm trying to get it back today.
I shouldn't talk about things I don't know what I'm talking about. Somebody just have to cut that out.
I feel like I want to redo my entire section.
Do you want to start over? Because I feel like mine is terrible.
Okay, can we?
Yes. Well, the fourth time was not the charm. The fifth time.
It's going to take a moment. Oh, dang. You see that?
Hope to, I don't know. You have to cut that out. I don't know what to tell you guys. Get your fucking dump trucks up and go work on the trail. I'm just joking.
I'm going to leave that in there.
You might just leave it.
I'm kidding.
I follow this fitness guy on Instagram, and he's always like, you want to build a dump truck? I'm like,
yes.
like,
Tell me more.
Maybe I do.